The first thing you see is a list of employees. There's a variable. There's a variable here called an array, and there's a folder of information containing information of all the employees, the name, the position, their day's work, the daily rate, and the deduction. So now here the first function, this function, the will figure out the gross pay, and it will multiply the day's work and the daily rate. So this is the total money earned before anything is taken out. For example, here Juan de la Cruz, which is a software engineer, he have a gross pay of total of 30,000 pesos that will be taken out. And here the net pay calculate function. So this one figures out the net pay. It takes the gross pay and subtracts it to the deduction. So here, Juan de la Cruz, software engineer. Before the deduction, he had 30,000 pesos. And after it, there is a deduction of 2,000 pesos. So the total amount he will be taking home is 28,000 pesos. So the next function is the fname function or the format name. This function fixes the employee's name. It will make sure the first letter of each name is a capital letter. Here, like first, like Juan de la Cruz. And as you can see in the original data here, the Juan de la Cruz is all lowercase. So, and here, this function looks at the employees and will be finding out who will be taking the biggest take home pay, which is here as you can see Pedro Reyes, a project manager. He will be taking home of 33,000 pesos totally. And here the next function, um, the calculate total payroll costs. So this function adds up the gross pay for all employees to find the total amount the company is spending on salaries. Here, this is the total amount of money the company is spending on salaries. As you can see, it's amount of 96,800 pesos. And next is the next function. This function arranges all the employees in a list from the highest pay to the lowest. As you can see here, the highest pay amount is Mr. Pedro Reyes, and he's a project manager and have an amount of 33,000 pesos, uh, the highest among three. And here, the last is one, Mr. Juan de la Cruz. And here, this function, this function creates the main table, payroll table. Here, as you can see, it goes through each employee uses calculation functions to get their pay, and then puts all the information here in the information table that you can see. And this function here, display add additional info. This function takes all the other information like who highest the highest pay and the total payroll cost here, as you can see, this one. And yeah, if we run this code, this will be the output, as you can see, for each person. First, you'll see the employee payroll table, or here the header first, the employee payroll. For each person, you'll see their name, the position, their gross pay, and their net pay, and the amount that they will be given. So below the table here, it shows that the name of the employees with the highest net pay, which is Pedro Reyes, project manager, which have the total amount of 33,000 pesos. And here, as you can see, it displays the total payroll costs for the company. And finally, there's a list of all employees sorted out by their net pay from highest to lowest. And that's it.